contact, broke a few more tackles, got to the end zone, and it is 7-0 Grizzlies.
And that puts Sequoyah on their heels. 1:41 left in the first quarter. Sequoyah is yet to score, yet to get far across the 50, as this Creekview team has come into Skip Pope and has a lot of momentum around 10 minutes into this ball game.
Yeah, you're going to need something big here. Try to get maybe a deeper pass, a big play, something to just spark some motivation and get better.
A little bit of a shorter kickoff as there's a return. There's a return coming up across the 50. That was Jake Bertils. You don't see him return a kickoff often, but man, maybe he should. Across the 45 goes that one and gets the Chiefs their best starting field position of the game.
And that was the type of big play I was talking about a second ago. Gets the fans pumped up, gets the student section a bit louder. Now you have an opportunity 45 yards away from your first points of the night. You could go something big here.
So what will Jack Mine and the offense conduct here as Martin is at the helm? Got two receivers out. That's three. That's Darling. That is Ripley, and that is Givens on the close side of the field. Instead, a handoff to Rajecki. A lot of room over there. Rajecki breaks almost 2 tackles, but he got ankle tackled after a gain. They're going to give him 6, I believe.
That will cross Rajecki over 1,000 rushing yards on the season, though.
And that's just insane. I mean, and we haven't even finished the 10th game, and that means he has to at least get on average over 100 yards a game. That's just unreal. As a junior in high school in a very competitive region.
Very competitive region. I mean, this region's coming down to the last game of the season, even below Sequoyah at second place.
So 2nd down and 4. And I believe they're going to get offsides because Martin was pointing to him.
Yeah, and you just love that energy right there from Martin. Just kind of
prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Just kind of points at the line. He knew it was encroachment. Ref see it, throws the flag, walks off, changes the play. 48 seconds now left as they move a little bit closer towards the end zone.
So 1st down and 10 after that flag is going to be on the 34-yard line. Got a stack of receivers on the close side, but we have a stoppage of play. And I believe it was the play clock. So that's being reset. Clock's at 20 in the quarter. Martin in the shotgun. Handoff to Rajecki. He's got room. Can he get some tackles? Man, Rajecki, he may have reached 1,000 yards, but that Creekview defense has been on top of him all night. As that is going to end the quarter. Rajecki gain goes for 2 as that ends the quarter. 2nd down and 8 as we come into the booth. Sequoyah is really looking to finally get their first points on the board as this Creekview defense is legit tonight.
I mean, they have comes out guns a-blazing. They've done their research on this one. They've stopped Sequoyah on their first 2 drives, forced a punt, and now coming on to their 3rd drive, they're going to need something big.
Yeah, I mean, they've done their research. They know that, I mean, their secondary, Creekview secondary has done very well. I mean, nonetheless, but still, they know that Rajecki is a primary source of their offense, and as I was just saying, Rajecki is really not gotten many yards at all. It's taken him a lot to get just 8 yards to get to his 1,000 yards on the season mark. I mean, they are doing an amazing job locking down in the front 7 on that line, and that really has to come now to Sequoyah to have more passing game, production. As we haven't seen too much like long distance passing. We've seen a lot of in the flats. I'm expecting from Sequoyah to see more long distance passing, especially to players like Darling. We've seen a lot of long passes to Darling, and players like Pressblick and Givens who have height advantages in the secondary.
Yeah, but also they haven't been able to do as many screen passes. Rajecki also strives in that receiving aspect where you can just get the ball to him quickly, hopefully get a bit of yardage, and they just haven't been able to do that tonight. 3U has been very, very good in stopping this offense, and they're going to try to keep doing that tonight.
As we are going back onto the field now. 2nd down and 8 as we start the 2nd quarter and flip the field. So we'll see how Sequoyah adjusts to what has been a very locked down Creekview front seven. Not many big plays given up. This is the best field position Sequoyah has had all night. Here's a pass to Darling in the flats. Almost hurdles a tackler, but instead a big gain. This one is going to be for 6. And it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, and there's that attempt at a screen pass. Try to get to Darling quick enough. We've seen how good he is, how quickly he can get outside of the lines and make his own space for him. That time it doesn't work, but you get closer to the line, set up a 3rd and about 2, and a lot easier chance to get this 1st down and maybe march in towards the red zone.
So 3rd down and 2. And they are probably in McClure's field goal range at this point. So as long as they don't lose yards, points could be reaped from this drive as Martin is going to hand it off to Rajecki. Did he get there? I don't know if he did. Man, that line from Creekview has come to play.
As they'll get onto the 25-yard line, but it's not enough for the 1st. But it looks like the offense will stay on the field, and they're going to go for this one.
A very risky gamble right here, as they haven't gotten much production from that run game. As we have a stoppage of play, it's going to be a timeout.
Timeout, Creekview. That is their first charge timeout of the half.
So a timeout by Creekview. They're going to send us into the booth. So Creekview has stopped Sequoyah here on 4th down and 1. What do you think Sequoyah needs to do in this situation to get that 1st down?
Do not run the ball at the box. We have seen how good this Creekview line has been. Anytime they try to go right through the middle, it has not worked.
Yep.
I think you get a quick screen pass to Darling, maybe try to throw it off, give it to Givens or Presblick, and try to get just about 2 yards. You don't need to go far. You just got to get out of bounds after 2 yards.
Or even maybe a little fake handoff to Mariah up the middle and a pitch out to Rajecki. I think you need to get someone along the outside. That's where we've gotten – Sequoyah hasn't had much production offensively, but still, that's where they've gotten most of their offensive yards is on the outside in the secondary area. They're going to need a big play, big push here from the line if they want to have a big 4th down conversion.
Yeah, and also another thing they could try to do is that double handoff that we see a bunch. Just try to
very true.
Get some distractions, try to make some moves on the line and try to get through the 1st down.
4th down and 1. Martin is going to hand off this one to Ogundele, and I believe he got there. First run by Taiwo Ogundele on the night, and that's going to pick up the 1st down. They haven't signaled yet. They're still discussing. I thought it was a yard ahead. It is a 1st down. A big pickup for the Chiefs there as they are alive here offensively, looking to get some points on the board in what has been, season-wise, their most productive quarter, the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, they gambled on the 4th down, trying to get that touchdown. Try to tie this one back up as they desperately need that one. 10:25 in the 1st half remaining now.
2 receivers on the far side, handoff to Rajecki, and he has a lane on the outside. But man, there's consistently just around like 3-4 Grizzlies always on Rajecki. They are always where he goes. Nonetheless, Rajecki picks up 3, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, they're just trying to knock Rajecki out of this game, try to exclude him, make the other big players try to make some plays. I could definitely expect maybe a deeper pass towards the back of the end zone, maybe stick Noah Givens back there.
Yeah, I mean, Noah Givens, look out there on the far side of the field. Noah Givens has a height advantage over there on the far side of the field against, I believe that's Ty Gill. A handoff, no, fakes the handoff, and he's looking long. Noah Givens, is it caught? Touchdown, exactly as Jake Gyra scripted it. Noah Givens for the touchdown, dime by Colby Martin, and the Chiefs can tie it up with the extra point.
And what a play right there. Noah Givens runs the perfect route. Colby Martin, the perfect throw, right into the basket. Doesn't need to move a single inch there.
And, I mean, he had Jack Ripley open on the left side of that field on that play, too. So, I mean, a little miscommunication there for Creekview as there were two receivers wide open near the end zone, as Gibbons is the chosen one there, and the Chiefs can tie it up with this McClure extra point. A big play is exactly what Sequoyah needed, as it is now tied up. And how will Creekview respond? We've seen a lot of production from Guest overall, a lot of scrambling production, a big play to start their opening drive. Can they get more production from their all-star QB?
Yeah, I think they might try to spread the ball around a bit more, try to focus off of Jackson Stanley. You just got that really big pass touchdown to him. The Chiefs might try to put a few extra men on him, and Creekview could try to take advantage of that, try to get the ball to a few other people, make a bit more open space on the field, or you could just keep giving it to Stanley and see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, that was his first reception of the night. So if that's what he gives you in one, I mean, imagine what he can give you all night long. So 9:30 left in the second quarter as the battle for East Cherokee is tied up. So that kick goes way into the end zone. Another great kick by Caleb McClure. Very grateful to have him. As the Grizzlies will go on for their third possession. So a little update for our region going into the second quarter with 11 minutes left. Sprayberry is on top of Woodstock 10-0. We'll see how that one plays out. We'll continue giving you updates. If Sprayberry does lose, Sequoyah will be the #1 seed in the region. Nonetheless, Sequoyah is going to be #2 as that pass goes to the side. A screenplay, and there's some more space as Bertils, and I don't know who that is by Creekview, are getting mixed up. I believe Alex Penrod. Pardon me, that was Charlie Harrington. So Harrington and Bertils, a little scuffle as he went out of bounds. Nonetheless, Harrington, a first down catch.
Yeah, and the other region game in progress right now. River Ridge is up 28-6 on Lassiter.
In the first quarter.
That was nearing the end of the first quarter as well.
Wow.
River Ridge trying to put as many points as they can, hoping for that last playoff spot.
So first down and 10 after that big Harrington catch on the opening play of the drive, as Guess is back there with Mason Munn, as Guess is going to keep it. He is shifty, and he dives for a gain of 5. Ball's going to be on the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and a lot of effort from Guess right there. You see him just trying to push through his own defenders, push through some Sequoyah defenders, gets 5 yards on that. Set up 2nd and 5. You can try to run kind of the same play when you see a little bit of isolation on this near side in that 1v1. You might want to try to target that.
So 2nd down and 5 with under 9 minutes left. This handoff to Munn, but he gets grabbed at the ankles by Benji Smith and surrounded by a group of Chiefs, and that's going to be, they're going to mark him for a gain of nothing. So 3rd down and 5. No, pardon me, a loss of 1. They move it. So 3rd down and 6. Can Creekview get possibly a passing play here? I'll be looking at Stanley. He is on the close side of the field, guarded by Jake Bertils. And also Agimong is right in front of the sideline on the close side, and that's where Guest is looking. And said he's moving, but there's pressure. Great pressure. That was, I believe, Michael Fountain. And that forces a throwaway. Beautiful defense there by Sequoyah. Sets up a 4th down punt for Creekview.
Yeah, Creekview's defensive line does good. Sequoyah's defensive line does good. Great job for Michael Fountain right there. Putting pressure, forcing the quick throw. Can't get it off. Tries the sidearm. Not enough on it. Great defense from the Chiefs. They forced another punt, the second of the night for Creekview.
So that is Darling back to receive with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Sequoyah is hoping to go back-to-back in scoring drives as Darling fair catches at the 20-yard line. So we'll see Sequoyah once again for the 4th time tonight, I believe, ready to get some more points on the board and take the lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to try to just extend this ball up the field, not as maybe quick as they can, but maybe try a few more deep passes than they have been on the night. Maybe try a bit more plays like they did with Givens. Try to throw it over the top a bit more. Take the lead for the first time of the night, as we know how big of a lead can have on the motivation on the sideline.
I think, as I mentioned earlier, the second quarter is their best quarter, scoring-wise, as they hand it off to Darling on a sweep there. And Darling has some room, gets tackled after a gain of 5. Second down and 5 is going to be coming up from the 26. So, as I was saying, the second quarter is their best quarter. So if they want to have a chance to really get ahead of Creekview, as we know Creekview's defense is going to be stout the entirety of the time, but Sequoyah usually peaks in the second quarter of play.
Yeah, they average about 13.6 points in the second quarter, but completely different. In the first quarter, they average about 10 on the season, and they put up 0 tonight, which is definitely something to keep your eye on.
Second down and 4. Got Presbilic and Darling. A double handoff counter there as Mariah has space. Ian Mariah, a foot race. Mariah getting chased by Wayland, almost breaks it, but tackled inside the 20. Another big play as Sequoyah is into the red zone.
The second big play of the night, Ian Mariah. Just beautiful run. Breaks as many tackles as he needed to, and now gets inside the 20. Beautiful run right there. Sets the Chiefs up inside the red zone, looking to take the lead tonight.
Oh, no. That is an awful
injury timeout
sight, as that is Evan Whalen down, as he was the one who was chasing after Mariah there and dove to tackle him finally. Finally dove and tackled him, but he is getting up, thankfully. But, man, he put his life there on the line to finally get Mariah down. But great play. Hopefully he's okay. He is one of Creekview's best defensive players. But after that play, Sequoyah is looking like they have full momentum of this matchup.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we wanted. The second quarter has been pretty much all Sequoyah, forcing that punt on the last drive, scoring on their first one, and getting back into scoring territory on the second one of the quarter.
So first down and 10 after that massive Mariah run, pardon me. We'll see what Jackmine draws up here. Probably going to the ground here with Rajecki after that big play, as they only have, they have Givens and Darling on the close side. Lined up to receive. Handoff, this one's to Rajecki, trying to find a gap. Gets a quality gain there for 5 or 4. Gain of 4, second down and 6.
Yeah, they'll bring on Ian Mariah here. Might see another counter opportunity here with Mariah and Rajecki, as Mariah just had a very big play on that last one. Maybe try to get it in to him, feed him into the end zone.
Second down and 6. As Martin is calling an audible handoff to Rajecki as he finds a crease. Runs for the first down, sets up a first and goal from the 6 as Sequoyah is threatening once again.
Yeah, and another great run play right there for the Chiefs. Definitely one of their better aspects on the season. They have about 109 rushing yards per game, as they keep showing why this is one of their better strong suits.
So how can this Creekview D-line hold up here? Those first 2 drives against Sequoyah, they were really what was stopping the Chiefs from getting any offensive production, but it seems like the O-line for the Chiefs have figured something out, as this blocking has been much improved in the second quarter. But can Creekview get a stop here? First and goal. Handoff to Rajecki, and Rajecki says, no, you will not, as he gets in the end zone. Back-to-back touchdowns for the Chiefs, and they take the lead in the battle for East Cherokee.
Great job right there from Jackie. Gets on the outside. Pretty much nobody there to tackle him as he extends his total touchdowns on the season to 19. 1 away from 20.
Unreal stat line. So with 5:10 left in the second quarter, we have a little bit of conversing by the refs going on there. Oh, there is a flag on the field. Did not see that. And we'll hear from the ref here.
The results of the play are a touchdown. After the play is over, dead ball, personal foul against the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So we have a personal foul on Creekview. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen one of those already. We've seen get a little bit tense on the sideline plays a little bit, but the first personal foul play in this intense rivalry game.
Yeah, I would have thought we would have seen one earlier in this game.
You know, good for the players for keeping it, you know, tame thus far.
Yeah, for as long as they can.
Yeah.
Will be the third foul on Creekview tonight. Chiefs still with none.
Here goes McClure for the extra point, and it is good. So 14-7 is the score. And this rivalry matchup, I mean, the crowd is still here. Everyone knows how intense this game is. If you ask anyone in the crowd who is your school's biggest rivalry, they're going to either say Sequoyah or Creekview. Everyone knows how important this is, and this game is living up to it as we have a one-score ball game here.
Yeah, and another thing, the entire Creekview sideline is pretty much full with fans, and I mean, that hasn't really happened that much this season.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier. It is a very packed.
I mean, maybe for the Cherokee game, maybe River Ridge, but I don't think it was was this many people pretty much here at any game this season.
I think maybe the closest was River Ridge, but no. I mean, it's not just the student section. This is the biggest student section we've seen on an opposing side this season, no doubt. But still, it's the amount of parents, too. I mean, the proximity between these two schools is just a drive down East Cherokee Drive. I mean, hence the name of the rivalry. But, I mean, it's still impressive. I mean, River Ridge isn't that far away. Cherokee is not too far away. So it's surprising to see that many more people come to this matchup. But is it surprising? No, because everyone knows how important this rivalry is as McClure is here with the kickoff. And that one goes through the uprights. Great kick by McClure as the ball goes to Creekview.
55-yard field goal right there.
And that's why I was a little bit questioning, a little bit debating when Sequoyah went for that 4th and 1, because we know how talented McClure is. I mean, he just made a kickoff into the uprights. That's not normal for a high schooler.
I'm very surprised we haven't seen more just attempts from that zone and just see. Let's just give it to him. We'll see if he can make it. Worst case scenario, our defense will get the ball back.
Yeah. Fakes the handoff. Here's Guest. He is dangerous. Finally gets tripped up. Very hard fall, but nonetheless picks up 7. 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, and there's Guest. Keep getting more rushing yards on the night. Done a beautiful job. Get a 8-yard gain right there as they do a great job on the fake. And Guest gets a lot of yards.
So if you're Creekview here, you need to respond. You cannot let this game get out of your hands. In one-score games, Creekview is nearly perfect this season. It is when those games get 2 scores away, 3 scores away, they usually do not favor in those ball games.
Yeah, I mean, if they just get a few more touchdowns, like a few plays go their way, you know, you could see them being 7-2, 8-1, but no, they said 5-4 overall on the year so far, and just from those really tight games that just did not go their way.
So that picks up the 1st down. 1st down and 10 for Creekview from 26. Pardon me, 31. Got Stanley and Agimong. Fakes the handoff and a quick pass. That one was over to Nick Vaccaro. First time we've seen the tight end all night long, as he is one of the Grizzlies' leading receivers. For Creekview, Stanley, Vaccaro, and Agimong alone account for over 90% of Guest passing yards. So that tells you something. We know who Guest is going to, as Stanley leads with 693 of those yards. But Sequoyah has done a great job at really stopping those. Besides that one big Stanley play, which was his first catch of the entire night, on the second down play, there's pressure coming. Pass up the sideline, one-on-one. Was it caught? I am not seeing any signal. Incomplete. That was close because that was Vaquero on Carson Berry. And Carson Berry has some height, but Vaquero is a very tall tight end out there. So great job by Berry for standing his ground.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's the first time we've seen a big ball thrown up to Vaquero like that. I mean, with that height, 6'5".
No, yeah, he is 6'5".
You'd expect a bit more maybe passes thrown his way. That's only the second of the night, and it's on back-to-back plays.
So we'll see if they can go back to him here again. 3rd down and 10 as they're going to need a big passing play here. Penrod in motion. Guest drops back. Pardon me, it's a fake handoff. Got me. But Munn is stuffed. Only a gain of 3, and that's going to set up a 4th down and 7. I mean, the fake may have fooled me.
Timeout, Sequoyah. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
The fake may have fooled me, but it did not fool Sequoyah as they have a big 3rd down stop here and look to get the ball back and set up another offensive drive here.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job, this Sequoyah defense. As you force another punt, they're 3rd of the night, and you get the ball back. You have 3:32 left to get a score. You take this into a 2-score game, it starts getting a bit dangerous for Creekview.
Yeah, Creekview will get the ball to start the second half, but still, as you said, I mean, it will get a little bit dangerous because we saw a lot of offensive production from Creekview in that first quarter. Since then, it's been really dead. We've seen a lot more step up on the front 7 by Sequoyah, a lot less big plays, plus 5-yard plays, a lot more stout defense play by Sequoyah overall, the defense we expect from the Chiefs. And that Creekview offense has also really stalled. Sequoyah has really locked in on all aspects. If Creekview wants to get in on this game, they have to get a stop on this next Sequoyah drive, expecting the Chiefs secure this punt.
Yeah, this second quarter has been massive for the Chiefs. Just a complete different tone than how they started this one off in the first quarter.
Here is the punt. Brooks Darling goes ahead and fair catches. This one is at the 20, and there's a hit after the play. And there is no flag. I wish I had a replay. He could have been pushed in there. But there's no flag on the play.
So look at the ball at the 20 here.
1st down and 10. After that catch by Darling. Ball on the 21-yard line. 3.5 left in this first half. Martin looking long. There's pressure from behind. A good throwaway there as he was about to get taken down from all angles, but mostly from right behind him. Number 55 for the Grizzlies, Kevin Mead, was right there.
Yeah, great job from the line, just giving Colby as much time as he could. Couldn't find a pass, throws that one to the ground, keeps it at 2nd and 10, looking for another big play.
Yeah, and that's one thing we always talk about, at least I always talk about and appreciate with Martin, is how good he is at knowing when to force a pass. I mean, you've seen it all throughout his career. I mean, he really started playing as a freshman, started all last season, has started all his junior year as well. I mean, the thing that we always talk about is his IQ. He knows this game like the back of his hand, and even more. He knows when to force a pass, and he most of the time.
Timeout, Sequoyah. That is Sequoyah's second charge timeout.
As I was saying, he most of the time, almost all the time.
Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 12 seconds.
As I was saying, almost all the time knows when not to force a pass. I mean, we rarely see interceptions from him. Has a QBR of almost 120, 130. This man is almost a perfect QB when it comes to knowing when to throw a ball and knowing when not to throw a ball and throw it away.
I mean, yeah, only 2 interceptions on the season so far. Through 10 games, that's a very good stat line, and that's exactly what they want Colby Martin to do. Find those passes. Don't force anything. Make the passes you know you can make. As you saw that first one with Noah Givens, just perfectly thrown over the top. There was no chance anyone besides Noah Givens was going to get to that ball, and that's how he's played this entire year.
Yeah, very grateful for Colby Martin as a QB. And for Creekview, for Austin Guest, I mean, he's not this like poor QB either. He has been a touted prospect throughout his entire career. I think the one thing that maybe is the monkey on his back are those interceptions, but tonight he has been playing great. No picks, no even skeptical throws. Austin Guest had a great night as they were right in this ball game, but here's Rajecki with a cutback. Will Rajecki, can he speed by? Got a 3 Grizzlies to get by, finally pushed out of bounds. First play of the timeout goes past the 45-yard line. Great play by the Chiefs.
Yeah, and as you were saying a second ago with Guest, has 8 interceptions on the season, about 1 per game so far. You might expect maybe Jake Bertils to try to get in on a pass, get his 3rd interception of the year.
As Bertils is on the sideline right now as the Chiefs' offense is rolling. First down and 10. Got 2 receivers out. Can Martin find an outlet? There's pressure and a big sack. The ball's on the ground. And I believe Creekview recovered. Recovery by the Grizzlies as the momentum has shifted. I maybe thought Martin's knee was down, just maybe, but I don't think they're going to really take a look at it. I didn't check who that was on the pressure.
I mean, there isn't really much to review.
Yeah.
But still, right from the blind side, ball gets knocked out. Creekview jumps on top of it, and now where they were threatening to go down 2 scores, have a chance to tie this one back up.
And Martin usually has pretty good pocket awareness. We saw earlier this game, in fact, as there's pressure coming. Guessed a short pass. This one to Alex Penrod. And that one goes for the first down as Creekview is on fire right now. Forced fumble recovery, and a first down play.
Yeah, a lot of energy they just gained with that one. Their offense seems very excited to get something going here. Get a gain of 10 on their first one. Closing in on the red zone. 2:24 to try to tie this one up.
So 2 receivers. Penrod comes in motion, fakes the handoff to Penrod. Guest has some moves as the senior goes for 3. Sets up a 2nd and 7 at the 29.
Yeah, just tries to shift his way through the Chiefs defense. Can't get that far. We'll get a gain of about 3. Make a bit more manageable 2nd and 7.
And clock goes under 2 minutes. So a score here by Creekview, possibly wasting some more time, can make it even at half, and they do receive the second half kickoff. Here's the, Guess is looking long. A one-on-one, but that's intercepted. That's Benji Smith taking it down the field. He's looking for blockers. He's still going. A big return, almost 40 yards. Benji Smith had a big play earlier in the first quarter and comes up with another clutch interception. And I believe that may have been Augimong out there, I believe. And I mean, Augimong has the height advantage, but Smith really got position there. Read that ball extremely well.
Yeah, Guest throws his 9th interception of the year just as we were talking about it. Benji Smith gets his first interception of the year as well. Puts the Chiefs back into scoring territory, and right as you thought Creekview was going to tie this one back up, momentum was going all their way. The Chiefs flip it right back over, and they'll drive this one hopefully down the field.
And there's Colby Martin breaking free, looking to take the lead into double digits. Colby Martin scores.
What a chain of events that was for the Chiefs.
I just got chills.
Martin loses the fumble. 2 plays later, you get an interception back, and he runs for 50 yards and a touchdown.
And I had barely recovered from that interception. My heart rate is all over the place as the Chiefs are going up 14 in what really was a full change of momentum after that fumble, as Creekview had all eyes on tying this ball game up going into halftime. No. An interception followed directly by a 50-yard run by the QB himself to extend the lead to 14 with the help of this extra point. Just wow. Great blocking by the Chiefs and great speed shown by Colby Martin, as the score now in the battle for East Cherokee is 21-7. And the Chiefs' best quarter being the second quarter reigns supreme, as they have scored 21 all in this quarter.
Yeah, just a complete, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've already said this before, complete change from the first quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, they almost looked dead that first quarter. It was a completely different team. It looked like we didn't see that team this entire year. They wake up, score 21 unanswered points with 1:19 left.
Yeah, and that's the thing, being unanswered, 21-0 in the second quarter. I mean, it looked in that first quarter that Creekview's defense came to play and they were going to dominate this ball game perchance, but no. And that's what we've seen a lot this season, is it kind of takes Sequoyah a little bit to warm up. The second and third quarters are pretty strong for them offensively. The fourth quarter is where they kind of get back to how they usually perform in the first quarter. They usually let a lot of teams come back into ball games, at least statistically. Yeah, but man, the second quarter is what really gets them that safety net.
But I mean, also, the thing about the fourth quarter is Chiefs are usually up by 20 or something.
Yeah.
And the starters aren't necessarily in the game still. The starters for the other team are still going full force, trying to make a desperate comeback, even though they're down by 20.
And you saw that in the Cherokee game we hosted and the River Ridge game we hosted. Both of those games, the Chiefs are up by double digits going into the fourth. And that is usually when, I mean, Cherokee and River Ridge came back and almost, I mean, had chances to win the ball game there. First down and 10 as Howell Creekview respond with 1:19 left in the half. A score here could get them within 7 points, and they get the ball, as I said, to start the second half. They could tie it up after that, but here's Guest looking for room. A launch. That one goes out of bounds over the head of Munn.
Yeah, just extends the play for as long as he could. Ball can't really find anyone. Goes out of bounds as Chiefs put two man on pressure on that one. Guest can't find his way. Couldn't run out of that one.
Second down and 10 after that throwaway. Clock is down to 1:12. And Creekview also has to be thinking, Sequoyah usually does not do this going in to a half with like under a minute left. They usually don't risk it and throw it down the field, try to kind of Hail Mary it. But I mean, against a rival, if Sequoyah has time, they may try to go for the score, so Creekview cannot leave too much time on its clock. As Guest drops back, there is pressure coming. A beautiful pass. This one is to Stanley, and he barely gets caught at the feet. This one by Benji Smith. Good diving tackle by the junior there. But still, Stanley, his second catch of the night, goes for a first down.
Yeah, the clock's still moving, though, so they're going to have to go quick within the final minute of the half now as they go quickly.
A quick pass. That one goes out of bounds. Penrod with the catch. Clock's at 51 as they are rolling here.
Yeah, as they get out of bounds quick enough, stop the clock. You got 51 seconds to make your way down the field. Guest is going to have to try to find somebody deep. Or maybe you could see a few go routes, try to drag as many defenders just out of the box as you can and then just run up the field. I mean, we've seen Guest already do it once. Might try to do it again, but it would be a bit more risky as there's only 51 seconds left in the half.
Second and 2. Got 4 receivers out, and Munn in the backfield. That's Penrod in motion to the far side of the field, and he goes upfield. There's some pressure. There is Michael Fountain. And we've seen so much presence from him, especially in the second half of the season. Michael Fountain, the junior, has really almost become like, I don't want to really compare him and minimize him, but like almost another Ogundele. I mean, the pressure that Michael Fountain is applying is very similar speed-wise to how Ogundele blitzes through the defensive line with ease. Pardon me, the offensive line with ease. And to have him for another year after Ogundele sadly departs with us, it's going to be very valuable to this Chiefs defense.
Yeah, and I mean, I think something going on last year, there were a lot of seniors we were afraid to lose. We didn't know how we were going to replace them.
Yeah. And
then they've just done a great job of replacing everybody. All the sophomores have stepped up wonderfully and have created a almost unstoppable defense.
No, yeah, as you're saying, I mean, like I mentioned Walker in the secondary.
Timeout, Creekview. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
You know, like Walker in the secondary last year for the Chiefs. I mean, Santana you had back there. You had Zablotny as well. A lot of cornerstone pieces for this defense. I mean, they were seniors. They were leaders. And, I mean, we were worried that the Chiefs defense may not be as strong, but they have put all doubters to rest. And they really are, man, a very powerful part of the Sequoyah team as they're holding this Creekview offense to 7 points tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this developmental line for the Chiefs that they have going. I mean, for the past few years, everyone that has graduated, they have found somebody equally as good to replace them. I mean, even if they're not necessarily getting the offers as some like Jackson Hancock getting, they're still putting in the same amount of work and putting up the same amount of stats that have just been incredible and made this defense as good as it has this entire year.
Yeah, and like Brennan Darling in the safety position, Carson Berry stepped up and Spencer Geist stepped up as a leader to take that position. I mean, I think that really speaks to the culture of this Chiefs defense and Chiefs team as a whole. Is it's next man up, and you're expected to play to that same level, if not better. The culture that Teeter has established here, especially in the most recent, I would say around 5 years, has been very, exemplary for all nearby teams. As Guess is going to do a QB run, almost sneaking by, but does get the first down on that scramble. 37 seconds left in the half. Almost across the 50, ball on the 47.
All right, but didn't get it out of bounds, so the clock still moves. 30 seconds left.
Guess drops back. There's pressure from Fountain. Ball's thrown over the head of Stanley there.
And an incompletion stops the clock at 25 seconds. They're going to try to draw something up. They got to go 55 yards or try to go about 30, maybe get a field goal. Not cut the lead by a whole score, but get 3 on the board, make it 21-10. Ending the half on a score is always a good note.
They're going to need some yardage to do so. Second down and 10. Got 4 receivers out. Vaquero on the close side. Agimong on the very far side. ISO with Benji Smith. And Guess is not looking there. Instead, almost intercepted by Fountain.
That was Drew Williams.
Pardon me, Drew Williams. The sophomore, I believe, who already has an interception on the season. And that tip away sets up a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Drew Williams tied in second on the team with 1 interception of the year. Close to getting a second, just tips it away, puts that ball to the ground. 3rd and 10 now, 20 seconds, big play for the Grizzlies.
Chiefs looking at, and all momentum for the Grizzlies here as there's a run by Munn, but still not enough for the first down.
And clock still moving. They're going to need to call a timeout.
I believe they may just let it run here.
With 10 seconds.
Or maybe end for one more play. And they're going to let it run out. A great stand there as the Chiefs, as though it may have looked like they were going to kind of go into halftime with even momentum, the Chiefs intercept the ball, going a 50-yard QB scramble to take a 2-score lead going to half. Man, what a first half. A huge, broad spectrum of momentum shifts as it kind of seemed like Creekview came to play and was going to match, almost dominate this game, especially defensively. But Sequoyah had a whole different play in that second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Creekview started this game off beautifully. One of their better games they've started this entire season, and it looked like they were going to be able to shut out the Chiefs for most of the night, but just a complete collapse in the second quarter, and the Chiefs found their way to the end zone 3 times unanswered, and now go into halftime 21-7 in this big rivalry game.
Yeah, I mean, Creekview just needs some more offensive production, obviously, but they really need to go to their weapons. I would say the 3 receivers. They have 3. And, I mean, they haven't really utilized Agimon as much. The one time they tried to go on the end zone for him, I got picked off by Benji Smith out there. Just a little bit more, I would say, it may seem a little bit weird, but I would say a little bit more, not as aggressive on those passes. You may be down by 2 scores, but I would say try to get it slower and more medium to short length passes to get back in this ball game. We can't get it all at once. So after the first half in the Battle of East Cherokee, Sequoyah leads 21-7. I'm Max Wayne, Joe Bank, Jake Gyro. We should be back in about 19 minutes after the bands perform. We will see you for the second half of this rivalry ball game.
the Beach Boys, and Metroplex by Robert Sheldon. The Band of Chiefs is under the field direction of drum majors Lane Davidson, Gabby Keeles, and Kimberly Strickland. Drum majors, is your band ready? You are now cleared for takeoff. On behalf of Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mary Elizabeth Davis, Principal Mr.
You may now move about the cabin. Please be careful because some items may be shifted during takeoff and landing. Thank you for flying Sequoyah Airlines.
surrounds you with a level of care to get you back on the field and back to life. Ranger Raffle compliments of Shot Kirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. All 6 high schools are participating. Don't forget to buy your ticket for your chance to win this beautiful brand new Jeep Wrangler. Compliments of Shot Kirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's Longhorn favorites, the Outlaw Rugby, Longhorn Saddle, Parmesan Crispy Chicken. It's only Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't beat it.
Welcome back to Skip Pope Stadium, everyone. I'm Max Swain, joined by Jake Gyra for the second half of play here in the Battle of East Cherokee. And Sequoyah has a 2-score lead here against the Creekview Grizzlies in what was a kind of big momentum shift of a first half. Creekview had a lot of momentum in that first quarter, had a dominant defensive performance and a strong offensive outlook. But Sequoyah turned the tide completely in the second quarter, scoring 21 unanswered points and leaving Creekview to really figure out at halftime what they need to do to fix some stuff.
Yeah, and the big thing about that is the unanswered part of it. I mean, the Chiefs completely turned this game around. I mean, they went from what looked to be a really bad scoreline, what could have been if Creekview just continued to play how they play, turned it around completely, 21-7. Now Creekview has the ball. They can bring this into a one-score game, but if the Chiefs defense played like they did that second quarter and they make another big stop, you take the ball again, you score again quickly, this game could easily get out of hand.
Yeah, so this opening possession for Creekview as they are receiving is going to be very critical for the second half. As there's the kick. And the Grizzlies are coming to return it. A lot of room for Jackson Stanley. His speed is coming in big use right now. Moves across the 30 as fog is moving across the field, I believe. Unless that's smoke. I believe it's fog. A nice foggy evening here. And it's kind of been overcast all day here at Sequoyah. And it's brought a kind of, post-Halloween spooky atmosphere, if you will, to Skip Pope.
I think it's a mix of smoke and fog. We had the grills going on earlier. So.
Yeah. First down and 10. Austin Guest and the Grizzlies looking to get some offensive production here in the second half. There's Stanley on a sweep. He breaks off a tackle, spins off, gains 4. Tackled by Spencer Geist there.
Yeah, just tried to get it quick over to the sideline, maybe get a bit of a gain. I mean, we see them do it a few times tonight. Haven't had that much success on it. They get about 4, sets up a 2nd and 6. As they'll try to get down the field.
11:25 early in this second half. Got 2 receivers on the close side. The Sequoyah secondary's played very well thus far, and they continue that performance as the ball is a little bit overthrown to Agemong. Guarded by Smith there defensively. Sets up a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and you saw the idea on that one. Try to get it over the top. Agemong had the height advantage on Benji Smith. Great coverage. Kind of boxed him out. Made sure couldn't make the catch. And now 3rd and 6. And Creekview's might have to throw this one.
And there is Stanley, ISO. They're going to hand it off, however. Pardon me, it's a keep. This one, Austin Guest bulldozes through defenders. Finally meets up with, I believe, Spencer Geist there, but not after getting the first down. Great run there by Austin Guest.
I mean, they won't have to hold it, they won't have to pass it if they can just run it there with Guest. Done a great job tonight on the ground. One of their main sources of yards as he moves the chains, first down, gets to the 40.
First down and 10. Got 3 receivers out. Guest is keeping it again, however. Another gap. We saw that on Creekview's first drive of the game. May have not been a scoring drive, but they had about a 40-yard run with their QB. Guest leads their team in rushing yards, so it seems like they're going to try to utilize him and maximize his potential on the ground here in the second half.
Yeah, there's back-to-back runs from him after that one incompletion they had on that first play. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just try to keep getting it to Guest.
Second down and 2. Agemong moving to the close side of the field. Guest is looking to pass. There's pressure coming. He's launching long to Agemong, and it's a dime. Perfect over the shoulder. And I believe that was Rajecki. If I'm not mistaken, that is Will Rajecki out there on coverage. Unless we have, I'm pretty sure that's Rajecki, which is kind of, I don't think I've seen him out there this whole season, unless I just have not really fathomed him being out there at safety.
No, he could play linebacker as well. He hasn't had that many snaps at linebacker, but it is an option for him. Just try to get him around the field.
But read that one a little bit too much. Approached that one, kind of overread that ball. As that was a dime to Agemong, and Guest has this drive alive for the Grizzlies. Handoff to Munn, and he is shifting through some space there. A gain of 6. Pardon me, marking a gain of 7 now. As the Grizzlies enter the red zone. Just over 2 minutes into the second half, and Creekview's offense is finding some momentum.
Yeah, this is exactly the type of start that if you're a Creekview fan, you wanted to see, just being able to move the ball, move the chain, something that really wasn't existent for them in this second quarter. Again, trying to bring back that first quarter spirit that they had.
Handoff, a little Philly special. Oh my goodness, and it's intercepted. The second interception of the game. This one by Brooks Darling. Darling turns the tide, pardon me. And that's going to give the Chiefs the ball once again off of an interception.
I mean, you saw that play coming right as Munn turned around. He had the chance, flea flicked it back to all the way back to the quarterback, threw it long. Brooks Darling was right there and ready. Makes the interception, second of the night, and the Chiefs take back possession.
So another momentum shift in this game as Creekview was looking to drive and score. And could have easily done so, but guess second pick of the night. Sets up a 1st and 10 for Sequoyah. Martin in the shotgun. Handoff to Rajecki. And man, it's just always that. And you don't see that often with Rajecki where like he doesn't have much space to get to. But there was instantly, from the line of scrimmage, around 5 Grizzlies just on Rajecki first thing. And they have really done a great job at limiting the star running backs of impact tonight. But at the same time, they really have opened up a lot of opportunities for the receiving game, and like other running backs, like Agundale's had a few runs. Mariah had a big run earlier, and also Martin out of the backfield, a nice big scramble for a touchdown.
And I think eventually you might see a bit more, maybe pitches, try to get the ball outside a bit more to Rajecki. But I mean, he gains about 4 on that one, so it still doesn't hurt, even if he still gets some yardage.
And there's another run by Rajecki.
And again, got about 4 on that run there. Now, isn't making explosive plays, isn't going for 20 yards of rush, but it's still good yardage. You know,
yeah.
Now 3rd and short, a lot more manageable than what they had going on earlier.
But still, 4 or 5 yards of carry. I mean, we're saying that if that's a bad night for Rajecki, I mean, that's fine. He has 6 yards on average per carry, but like 4 or 5 yards of carry, any coach is going to take that. As that sets up a 3rd and 1 on the 41-yard line. Martin in the shotgun, handoff to Rajecki. Can he push? And he does just so. Great physicality by the junior. Moves the chains to the 43-yard line, 1st down.
So now they get a bit of a chance to regroup. Got the 1st down. Now they have a 1st and 10. Maybe they could be a bit more creative with their play calls. Maybe try to throw this one a bit more deep. We haven't seen many throws on this drive so far. A lot of just runs with Rajecki down the middle. And 7:20 left in this corner.
That's Rajecki back in the backfield with Martin. And it's a double handoff counter action as Darling has some room but gets taken down by Evan Wayland. Looks a little bit slow to get up there once again. He had a little injury timeout earlier this game. Hopefully he's okay, as he's still on the field.
Yeah, and you saw the idea again for the Chiefs with that counter. They just couldn't perfect that one. They still get about 4 yards, so it doesn't go to complete waste. Now you have a 2nd and 6 again, same as the last drive. You just keep giving it, slowly make your way up the field. I mean, they are taking time off this clock, coming up to halfway through this 3rd quarter already.
2nd down and 6. Martin, quick pass to Mariah. Almost could have been picked off by Landon Brown there. He was in the vicinity, but just out of the hands of Mariah. Going to set up a 3rd down and 6 after that incompletion, as the Chiefs have a big 3rd down, trying to take advantage of that interception by Darling.
Good idea for the Chiefs to try to change things up, get something outside of that run up the middle, try to quickly make a screen pass. Mariah just couldn't hold on to that one. And now a 3rd and 6 You're going to need something here.
Motion from Darling. There's Martin looking long, and that's Ripley. Is it a dime? It is! Jack Ripley. Beautiful hands, beautiful throw, and the perfect spot by Martin. And the junior connection continues.
And Ripley has worked his way up this depth chart this entire season, getting so many more targets in these last 3 games. Had a big one at Pope, 2 big ones tonight. Beautiful catch. Great job to hold on to that one. Move the chains for a first down, get into Creekview territory, close in on the red zone.
And we love to see it. I mean, we love to see improvement in general, but coming from really not getting any receptions in the beginning of the season to getting at least 2 to 3 a game is very impressive. Love to see growth by all players, but especially Jack Ripley this season. That run goes for a yard, setting up a 2nd and 10 at the 30. Clock moves past 6 minutes, so we're already halfway through this quarter.
I mean, and also thing to note with Ripley, I mean, how good just this depth at wide receiver has. I mean, he's not even number 2 on the depth chart as he gets with the snap percentages, but he's still such a good wide receiver, makes his plays when he's giving them.
There's a handoff to Marai. He is using his speed, gets tripped up, and finally tackled. Got some physicality over there in the secondary, but nonetheless a gain of 5. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 5.
This will be the 3rd time on this drive, the Chiefs have had a 3rd and 5+. They've been able to manage it so far. Last few times they've kind of just tried to run it, get it up the middle. Maybe we'll see something else on this one.
So it's Darling and Presblick on the close side. Presblick has a height advantage out there. It's a double handoff, I believe, and Mariah gets upended, but not before getting the first down. Great run by the senior there.
Started to go down just about a yard short of the yard to get, but great job to stay up, get past that marker. First down inside the red zone now. Gives you a chance to go up 3 scores, which will be huge in this one after that interception by Brooks Darling.
First down and 10 as the Chiefs enter the red zone. Handoff. This one's to Ogundele. He's looking for some room. He is physical out there. Is working his way upfield, pushing. Finally taken down, but not after picking up, I believe, 6 yards. Great run by the senior. We know he is physical and very fast on all the blitz schemes that Buddy draws up for him, but we love to see how included and how involved he can get on this offense.
Yeah, and in the very few plays that Ogundele does rush the ball, he has been great this season, one of the better red zone backs for the Chiefs, as he's had a great season so far.
So Sequoyah maintains possession. I believe there is a timeout or a salvage of play on the field. It's a quick one. They're bringing it back on the field. But one thing I want to touch on is Sequoyah all season long has been really good, especially in the lead, with their time management. They know how to run a clock off is one thing that Teeter always knows how to do. And they have drained this clock down to under 4 minutes left in this third quarter.
And it's only the 2nd drive of the quarter, too.
Yeah. There is Rajecki. He almost finds a crease, finds one anyways, but only for a gain of 3.
I mean, it really helps that they keep getting these 3rd down and shorts that are really easily convertible, that you just keep taking time off the clock. 3:24 now, and a few more of these runs, and the Chiefs could run it out before even scoring a touchdown on this drive.
So 3rd down and 2. That's Rajecki and Mariah stacked up in the backfield. The box is stacked. A handoff to Rajecki up the middle. No, that was even Mariah. But I don't know if he got it. I believe it's a 4th down. 4th down and 1.
Now you are in McClure field goal range. But
they're marking him 4th down and 2.
But still 4th and short, and they'll send McClure out, and they'll take the points as they're already up 14.
Yeah, I would say pretty smart decision. 4th and 1 is something, 4th and inches, but 4th and 2, especially with how good Creekview's run defense has been, a field goal is pretty wise right here.
Yeah, especially after that Darling interception. That's how you got here in the first place.
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily need a touchdown.
Great job by McClure as that one is through the upright. So 24-7. Sequoyah takes their time leisurely down the field. Leisurely but very professionally. And they have a 17-point lead now against their rival.
Oh, look.
And we have a stoppage of play.
I think McClure might have missed that one.
Oh. Oh my gosh. He missed it. I thought it went directly through. I completely missaw that. Wow.
I saw the same thing as well.
Man, so we had a completely bad angle as that one must have missed.
I mean, yeah, our angle right here is not the not the greatest for watching field goals go through, especially looking into that very dark trees over there.
Yes. So pardon us. The field goal was no good. 21-7 as Creekview is still within 2 scores, and Guest keeps it, but he is stuffed at the line by Matthew Matz. Great job by the junior there. He has been very present on the defensive line all season long. A very big stature and a very big force on that line.
Yeah, tied with second on sacks with the team, has 4 on the year, has been a great presence to this line, and just a junior is going to do monstrous things next year.
Oh, for sure. So 2nd down and 10. Guest drops back. There is more pressure coming, but a beautiful passing catch this time to Stanley. The tackle by Pettit was no good as Bertils finally brings him down, but not after a big gain as Creekview's offense is here to play.
And there's Jackson Stanley's 2nd reception of the night, and yet again moves the chains, has a big play whenever he gets the ball.
And so what looked like it was going to turn into a 3-score ball game and a good wasting clock 3rd quarter, Creekview's offense is humming as that is a 7-yard gain with 1:20 left in the 3rd quarter.
We saw this on their first drive of the quarter, but then it all went bad after they tried the flea flicker, couldn't get it. Darling intercepted, and we know how quickly things can change for this offense. We saw it towards the end of the 2nd quarter as well.
Takes the handoff. There's Guest on the outside. And a gain for a 1st down. That's 4 yards to the 50, and that's going to move the change.
So Geis just keeps running this ball. Has done a great job tonight on the ground. If he can't find his receivers, he's done a great job getting around and being able to move these chains.
So 30 seconds left in the 3rd. Got 3 receivers on the far side. 4 receivers out total as Aguiman is on the close side. Guest is looking to his left. There is some pressure. Fountain is right there. He slings it. A beautiful catch this time to Stanley as Stanley's getting more targets here. Clock is at 13 in the 3rd quarter. And Creekview's offense is here in the 2nd half. You saw it on the opening drive of the half, but that interception kind of turned the tides a little bit, but they did not let that fool them and let it bring down their confidence. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, it may still be the same score, but Creekview's offense has good position here to get a score on the board and make this a one-score ball game as we head into the 4th quarter.
This happened exactly at the start of this quarter as well, at a big Darling interception. Stopped them from getting that score that they needed. No scores in this quarter. Definitely a complete change again of what we saw in that 2nd one. Chiefs kind of going back to how they played in the 1st, and they're getting to turn it up again if they want to hold out Creekview as they're driving down this field quickly.
And that's what you love to see from a rivalry game like this. You never really have a cemented leader and a cemented, really cemented momentum. I mean, we've seen so many times throughout this game, you think it's going to go one way, it goes the other, and just then you think Sequoyah is going to really get some points on the board, send it to three-score lead. No, the missed field goal, which kind of fooled us too. We thought it went in. That gives Creekview's offense a chance to go down and make it a one-score ball game. Completely different, momentum in the span of about 2 minutes.
Yeah, definitely not something you expect, especially from Caleb McClure. We
Yeah.
were very caught off guard with that one, but giving Creekview a great opportunity to try to get themselves back into this one. They're not playing for any playoff spot, but they're playing for that pride in this rivalry.
So as we head back onto the field.
A little update around the region, though. Sprayberry is up against Woodstock 17-3.
So not too far out of it.
Yeah, and River Ridge is up 42-6 against Lassiter.
A read option there, triple option. And that one with the pitch goes for a gain of 6. So starting this fourth quarter, Creekview is continuing their offensive drive here.
Yeah,
Sequoyah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you got that.
Sequoyah's been applying a lot of pressure on the defensive line. They're going to need some more here. And, I would be really looking out for a guest, a little guest shimmy, a little guest run. We know how shifty he is. He almost took it there, but instead hands it off to Munn, who is using his own moves on the sideline.
And what a run that was for Munn. Jukes the first tackle, throws the stiff arm down, gets the first down. And there again, there's that momentum for the Grizzlies, marching down the field, trying to get into that red zone. The last time they were here, they threw a pick on what was trying to be a big bang play that turned bad for the Grizzlies. Hopefully they don't do that one again, but the Chiefs are definitely going to be looking for that short pass, as it has already happened twice tonight from Guest.
Stanley's on the close side of the field, and he has a step. Instead, goes to Agimong, and there's a flag. And Smith said he had the interception, but there's a flag on the ground.
And it looks like he would be in, but pending this flag call, and the refs will go discuss this one. Grizzlies are lining up in front of their line of scrimmage. They think it is on the Chiefs.
So we have a pass interference on Benji Smith, I believe. A rarity there, but that is going to be costly.
Yeah, and would have been an interception as well. And that's the first flag on the night for the Chiefs. They have done a great job.
Yeah, and I feel like recently we've seen a lot of flags, at least like false starts and kind of just smaller errors by Sequoyah communication-wise, but they have been playing very clean.
The last big game in terms of flags was River Ridge, where they had over 10, and then in the last two, they've had less than 10 combined, including tonight.
Guess with the drop back, and he's launching up to Agimong, but it's over his head. There was Mariah there on the blitz there.
Yeah, force Guest to throw that one. Sorry, Guest to throw that one quickly. Mariah doing a great job forcing the pass, couldn't get it over the top. And 2nd and 10 now. Not a 2nd and goal. They still can get a first down if they need it, but they're going to want to go as quick as possible. 11:01, down 2 scores, and we know how much time the Chiefs can drain on the clock.
Yeah, they're not out of it at all with the score here, but they have to take into account exactly what you said. Chiefs can waste the time as Guest has an outlet, and he's going. Can he get in? He cannot, but inside the 5, 1st and goal for the Grizzlies. Another very powerful run by Guest. That's going to be set up on the 3, I believe.
And they'll run a hurry up here.
And there's Guest again. Can he get in? He does. Austin Guest, a touchdown, makes this a 1-score game.
And Guest now leading the Grizzlies with 11 touchdowns on the season. Easily rushes in for the 1-yard rushing touchdown. And pending the extra point, this is now a 7-point game. Grizzlies trying to fight their way back into this one.
And like statistically, like on average, Sequoyah's defense is playing very well. 14 points allowed is not anything crazy for them. It's actually a pretty good game and better than average for them. It really is coming down to their offense and not being able to capitalize on those drives. Sequoyah here is going to need either a very time-consuming drive, in my opinion, or a score. One of the two needs to be executed flawlessly in order to keep this in control.
And I really think that the best option is they try to do a combination of both. If they just can finish off what happened on that last drive and get into the end zone instead of turning the ball over, you can drain as much time as you need, hopefully get it down to within 2 minutes. Just keep running this ball, keep getting short first downs. You can take as much time off the clock as you need, score your touchdown, keep it within 2. Creekview would then need to score quickly and get the onside kick in order to win this one. So 21-14, 10:44 left in the fourth quarter.
And man, another rivalry game, really living up to how, historically, how good this rivalry is, how competitive it is.
And both the games in the last 2 years have come down to one-score possessions. Last year was 31-27. 2022 was 7-3.
That was a very interesting game.
And we might be in for another one of those tonight.
So first down and 10. Martin and the offense on the field on what may be the most important drive of the game for them thus far. They really need points here because Creekview's offense has come out of the locker room with a lot of rhythm, as Rajecki has a handoff, but he gets nowhere. In fact, loses a yard. Sets up a 2nd and 11. Not the ideal starting play.
Yeah, points and time is what they're going to want to do. That does not help their case a lot, but you can see Rajecki and Mariah both line up in the backfield together. They might try to do the same thing again, just try to throw Creekview off of who they're going to give it to. Both backs equally as capable of rushing for a first down or even longer. We saw Mariah do it already tonight, having that very long 60-plus yard run already.
2nd down and 11. It's 3 receivers on the close side. Darling amongst them. Darling almost catches it, but off his fingertips. Was there for Waylon potentially to take it away. The senior was unable to do so, so sets up a 3rd and 11 nonetheless. Sequoyah needs a positive play here.
And that's the second time that exact same play has happened. Just a bit too hard of a pass. Receiver couldn't get his hands up in time to catch it. Flies right through him, incompletion, 3rd and 11. You didn't take much time off the clock, still at 9:55, and this is Creekview's dream right now.
Yeah, if Creekview forces a 3 and out right here, that is the ideal situation for the Grizzlies and Coach Williams. Martin drops back, looking long. Instead, Rajecki in the flats. Can he get away? He's looking for space, but no, there is plenty of Grizzlies there, and the Creekview is going to get the ball back. Man, you needed one thing from your defense, and the Grizzlies did exactly that.
Yeah, they just went for the screen pass. Didn't work out the way they wanted. You saw Martin looking for his deep reads. None were necessarily open, so he just tried to get Rajecki, try to make some magic of his own. Couldn't happen. You got to bring out the punt team now. Creekview will get the ball back, 9:15. They'll have a big opportunity to tie this one back up.
Here's the punt from Rajecki. Ooh, Grizzlies were close there. And that is fair caught by Jackson Stanley. So here we go. 9 minutes left. A lot of ball left to play. And this game is essentially 7-0. And Creekview can easily go tie it up, as their offense has been humming. A lot of quick plays, scrambles by Austin Guest. The Chiefs need to adapt to that. A QB spy or something along those lines in their formation needs to be installed right now, because Guest has gotten too many free yards, particularly on that last drive.
Yeah, Guest, especially on these last 2 drives, has been amazing. just making sure that if he doesn't have an option, he can quickly get out of the pocket, make a run, can get yardage out of plays that really shouldn't be getting yardage, as he does it again here.
And yeah, fake the handoff to Stanley there, rushes at least for 5. They're giving him 6.
As you can really see, Creekview just starting to try to exploit Guest's ability to run on the ball.
And that's exactly what happened if you watch that Sprayberry game. The Sprayberry quarterback and their whole team as a whole was very quick, but the QB scrambles is really what got Sequoyah. A lot of big gains as a Munn run there is stuffed for only a gain. Oh, pardon me. They're marking for a gain of 3. So that's up a 3rd and 1. But still, those QB runs is kind of Sequoyah's kryptonite. And Creekview is definitely acknowledging that and taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and especially right when you start to put some more, notice on that QB run, Mason Munn just opens up. He gets a lot more space to work with. Gets another run like that, sets up a 3rd and 1. And you're starting to see a lot more momentum from the Grizzlies as they try to march down the field.
3rd down and 1. Can Sequoyah make a stand? Guest fakes the handoff, takes it himself, and he is brought down. Is it enough? One ref is saying move the chains, and it is moving the chains. Barely getting there is Austin Guest. 1st down and 10, however, on the 44.
And that's just getting it based off of inches. Such a close call on that one. Clock still moving now within 8 minutes left of the quarter. And the Grizzlies get a very good 1st down for them, and now an opportunity to cross into Chief territory.
Guest in the shotgun. Fakes handoff again. Mariah is right there, but Penrod is wide open in the flats. A big passing gain. And man, Sequoyah cannot catch a break right now. That 1st down goes to the 38 as there is an injury timeout, I believe. I mean, the trainers ran onto the field. I'm not sure who it was for. Oh, there is a Sequoyah player down by the chains. Did not see that over there. Great job for the trainers for taking an eye on that.
So 7:36 now left in the quarter. The Grizzlies are marching quickly.
I cannot identify who the injured Chief is over there, but I hope they are okay, as this is a very critical moment in the game. 7:36 left, nearly half of the 4th quarter left, so still a lot of time, as I said. But a score here by Creekview, and any points, in fact, could change up this ball game entirely. And I believe that is, yes, that is Spencer Geist. That is a huge loss. He is walking off the field, so that is a great sign, but I believe Teeter described him as one of the leaders on the defense. So having Geist gone in such a critical moment of this touted rivalry game is going to be very detrimental. You need some big players to step up here. 1st down and 10. Guest in the shotgun. Stanley coming, but handoff to Munn, and he is tackled out of bounds. Great job there by Ogundele and crew.
As he runs over the chain gang over there.
I thought it was Tanner Davis throwing him out, but there may have been a flag thrown. I saw some cheering. Yeah, there may have been some unnecessary roughness, pardon me.
I don't know, as Creekview is moving themselves back.
Oh, they're moving themselves back.
And Sequoyah pointing over that way.
The Creekview student section was cheering as though Tanner Davis may have done something unnecessary. But it seems as though it is going to be on Creekview. Wow, that is a very critical flag.
Well, let's hear the call here. And it's a personal foul on Creekview.
That's their 2nd of the night. So
15-yard penalty from the spot.
And that is a huge penalty.
Yeah, second and very long now for the Grizzlies. Kills that drive they had going on. And they're going to need like about 20 yards.
Yeah, at least 20. I think it's second and 23, if I counted correctly. Yes, backing up in the shotgun. Mariah is there for pressure, but he has a wide open right side of the field. A lot of Chiefs coming his way, and finally brought down by a great diving tackle by Darling, but not after a big gain, making it much more manageable third down.
Yeah, it gets back to the original line of scrimmage, about a third, or sorry, very short of that, third and 14.
So a big gain and more manageable third down, but still a lot of yards to go here. But those guess scrambles have been averaging a hefty amount of yards themselves. So, I mean, if you go to one of those right here, I wouldn't be too doubtful that that could pick up the first down if the Chiefs don't adjust.
Yeah, I guess already way past his average of 83 rush yards per game as he continues to be able to run this ball.
Guess in the flats to Munn. And there's some Chiefs there, and Munn is stopped at the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs needed a stop, and they got exactly that. And are the Grizzlies going to go for it here? Thinking about it, they may go for it.
I wouldn't see why not. 6:21. You're down a score.
The punt team, I believe, is coming on. Maybe a fourth and under 10 in this situation is understandable.
More manageable, but with weapons such as Jackson Stanley, you think that you might as well try to take this risk. I would not have been mad if Creekview decided that this was their opportunity to go for it.
And watch out for a fake punt here. You never know. Fourth down and a 15. Darling is back to receive. And that punt is low and over the head of Darling. That's going to bounce into the end zone.
So we'll go back for a touchback. And the Chiefs offense will take back over 5:34. They have an opportunity to run this clock down. They just need a couple first downs.
Yeah, and based on the last drive, I mean, compared to the last drive, they need to run some clock down. As you said, they need at least 2 minutes, I would say, to have a little bit more of a comfortable position. I mean, by 2 minutes, you want to get on the other side of the field. If you have the chance, getting a field goal could easily seal this game. Just any points or a large amount of time run off the clock, and Sequoyah could walk away with a victory. But it is not over yet. Martin in the shotgun, hands it off to Rajecki, who's looking for a gap, finds a small one, and gains 1 yard.
And Creekview just keeps doing a great job of stopping this Rajecki run game. And it's the exact reason why they had a 3-and-out on the last drive.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly that. I mean, props to Creekview's defense. I mean, 21 points, I mean, that's not bad at all, especially when it comes to a Sequoyah offense who scores almost 5 touchdowns a game. And in particular, holding Will Rajecki to very limited impact is very impressive. Rajecki has D1 visits galore. As Martin has a wheel route to Mariah, a lot of space. The senior finally tripped up across the 50, exactly what the Chiefs needed.
And I can't tell you how many times we have seen that play from either Mariah or Brooks happen last week at Pope with Brooks Darling, as he got himself about a 50-yard touchdown late in the game. Mariah does it this one, moves the chains for a first down, gets across into the 40. Clock is ticking, and the Chiefs are in control right now.
So first down and 10 on the 41. 3 receivers on the far side as the Chiefs may be looking to pass once again. Instead, a handoff to Rajecki, and he finds a lane. One of his better runs of the night, which is saying something about this Creekview defense. That one goes for 6. Second and 4.
Yeah, great job from Rajecki. I mean, even though there have been a lot of runs that just haven't gone his way, still gets a gain of 6 on that one, even where this Creekview game plan has been so involved in trying to stop Rajecki. .404.
as they are running this clock out perfectly. Play clock is down to 10 now, as Martin is taking his time. Handoff to Rajecki, not much room. Wow, that Creekview front 7 came very fast.
So it's going to set up about a 3rd and 6 as they call a timeout before that one there.
That's going to be a 3rd down and 5, so another critical 3rd down as we come into the booth. I mean, a stop here for Creekview. They're on the 35-yard line. McClure missed a 25 from the 25, around a 30, 40-yard field goal earlier, so not the best track record, at least tonight, for him. I mean, a field goal from here, that's around 50 yards. I mean, we saw him kick it through the uprights on a kickoff earlier, but it really comes down to the moment.
I mean, this season he has been able, pre-game, in practices, he has been able to kick from that far. He has the leg. It's just the amount of pressure that this game puts on you. It definitely has an impact, and it could have an impact tonight. 3:40 left on the clock. Creekview, if they get a stop, do you think they can get another score?
I mean, based on their offenses playing, maybe not that last possession. I think they have a very solid chance. I mean, we didn't see much Stanley from that last possession of Jackson Stanley. I think if they utilize him, and especially Agemong, height-wise, as the 6'4" receiver, and Vaquero, we haven't seen too many receptions from him. Oh my God, the ball's on the ground, and Martin fumbles. And exactly not what the Chiefs wanted there. So 4th down now, a loss of 4 on that fumble.
And they're in that no man's land where it just might be a bit too long to kick.
And Rajecki is going out to punt.
Yeah, just
wow.
Too long to attempt a field goal, too long to go for it on 4th down. You got to settle for a punt. And you're going to need a great punt from Rajecki if you want this to not be a touchback.
Yeah, a pinpoint punt here could be very important. As here he goes. And that one stops inside the 10. Great job by Will Rajecki.
And that is exactly the type of punt you needed from Rajecki right there.
So, 2:50 on the clock. Creekview has the ball, but they need 90 yards to tie this up. Man, if you wanted a rivalry game, you got one, as we are going in under 3 minutes, and it's a 1-score game.
The Grizzlies definitely have the time to be able to get down to the end zone, but the Chiefs' defense have been very solid this entire 4th quarter as they look to keep that up tonight. 2 interceptions on the night, no sacks, but that could change on this drive.
Watch Agemong on Smith up there on the far side. A definite height advantage, and he's looking there. But Guest is on the run. Agemong is looking again, but Guest is still running. Outruns a tackle and goes out of bounds. Oh my gosh, is Guest hurt? No, he's good. I thought he was grabbing his leg there for a second. Maybe hyperextended it on the end of that run. But that could have been disastrous for Creekview on the potentially a game-defining drive.
A great run from Guest right there, 15 yards, move the chains, get over towards the 30, as Guest just has been so good in getting outside of the pocket. If he can't find a man, just run it on his own, get those yards, another 15 to his tally tonight.
Guest, a dart of a pass. Oh, and it's caught. This one by, I believe, Jackson Stanley. Smith was on the coverage and said it was incomplete, but ruled complete in a gain of 7 as Creekview's moving. Clock is only gone down 25 seconds. 2nd and 3. Got 4 receivers out. Guest looking to his left. That's Penrod, and Penrod's intercepted! Overthrown to Penrod, and Darling could have just sealed the game, potentially. Unreal.
That's Darling's 2nd interception of the night.
And Guest third.
Third for the team.
Wow.
As Benji Smith had one earlier in the game, Darling is having an amazing game in receiving and on defense being absolutely locked down in this secondary.
And I didn't really, I saw it coming. I saw the slant route. I believe that was Penrod on that slant route. And I mean, he was open. He had a step. But I think the ball was a little bit overthrown. He estimated Penrod's location just a little bit. And just the tiniest error really could have sealed the game right there, as Rajecki has a nice run for 6. And it's a timeout for Creekview, as they have 2, I believe, before this timeout.
We're going to see this formation a bunch now, where they're just going to set Rajecki and Mariah in the backfield.
Yeah.
They'll pick whoever they want to give it to, whichever one gets a better side. That one, Rajecki runs for about 7. Does a great job there. 2:03 on the clock. Creekview's forced to take their timeout. They're going to need to make a stop, especially after calling that timeout.
And just going back to that, I mean, the Creekview offense as a whole, I mean, they've had a lot of positive spots, especially against a defense like Sequoyah. I mean, scoring 14 may not seem like this big feat, but against a defense that has been playing that well all season, that's impressive. And to have a lot of great opportunities, I mean, they were in Sequoyah territory near the red zone a good 2 additional times at least. I mean, but then they had those 2 interceptions, and then that other one. Those interceptions have been really critical by Guest. I mean, if he can clean those up, this Creekview offense is really one not to mess with.
Yeah, he gets his 11th interception of the season. Just not something that is particularly great in his game. But if he can just keep this run game going, they get the ball back. He can try to run this ball for a tiny bit more, but that's only if they get this ball back. 2nd and 5. They get a stop. They're going to need their timeouts again.
2nd and 5, Martin, double handoff. The ball's on the ground. The ball's on the ground. Did Mariah recover? I believe Mariah recovered. Oh, my goodness.
The amount of times I've heard you stream, the ball is on the ground is very scary tonight.
The ball's on the ground or the ball is intercepted tonight has kind of been absurd.
Yeah,
and that really defines a rivalry, in my opinion, is, I mean, craziness.
And that's on back-to-back drives, too.
Yeah.
A lot of miscues in this backfield. 3rd and 10 now. That is exactly what the Grizzlies needed.
And I think that's what defines a rivalry game. Obviously, it's intensity and tension and really aggressive play, but I think it is nervousness. I mean, people are nervousness because of the stakes of this game. I mean, I feel like playoffs are one thing, and like getting into playoffs is a whole nother feeling, but in a rivalry game, it kind of feels like you have a lot of your community really relying on you. So in a game like this, a lot of those nerves can really get to you, as there is a timeout here. 3rd and 10 now after that fumble. Ball's on the 39. I mean, if you're Sequoyah, the clock is at 1:10. I believe Creekview, yes, has 1 timeout left. So I don't know. Personally, I would go for the 1st down here and not just run out the clock, because I would want to win the ball game and run the clock out. If you run the ball here, Creekview calls their last timeout. I mean, they still have a minute left, and this is not really field goal range for Caleb McClure.
Yeah, they're definitely going to call their timeout if they can get a stop. I'm saying you're going to try to risk it. You'll go for the pass. Even if you get an incompletion, it's kind of the same scenario. The clock will stop either way, I think, as long as they do go for that timeout.
And another potential is that they go for it here, just a run play, and Creekview calls their timeout, and then Sequoyah goes for it on 4th down. But that makes it even riskier because, I mean, punting it, we saw what Rajecki did before, pinned them back really far, made it a harder drive. I mean, going for it here on a 4th down potentially is very dangerous.
I mean, a 5-yard game could put them in McClure field goal range.
Very true. Here's the 3rd down and 10. Martin is faking the handoff, taking a QB run. There is no room. Can he turn it back? Not for much. A gain of 3. So 4th down and 7 and another timeout. Whew. So 1:03 left in this one. So what is Teeter going to do?
I mean, you made it a more manageable 4th down.
Definitely.
There's still 1:03 on the clock. If you do punt, you're going to need another great punt from Rajecki.
Yes.
If you make it into the end zone, you give them a touchback, you give them the ball at the 25.
And also, if they do even punt it, I mean, we've seen a lot of times, not just for on both sides of the ball, we've seen Sequoyah almost getting Creekview punts, but in particular, we have seen Creekview getting to Wojciechowski very quickly on those punts. So they're going to have to get that one off very fast. And that could be maybe why they wouldn't go for a punt in this situation. They maybe may go for fourth if they do not punt.
So Creekview will make their way back onto the field. 1:03. The Grizzlies have no timeouts left. The Chiefs still have 2. And they will go out in punt formation here.
Ooh, here we go. So the Chiefs are looking to get this punt off and optimally get it in good location. And did they do just that? Oh, just a touchback. All right, so that sets it up. 25-yard line. They need 75 yards, and they have 57 seconds to tie this game back up.
Yeah, so close to just staying within, and makes its first bounce on the 1-yard line, but doesn't stay in, doesn't get the lucky bounce. Now at the 21st and 10 for Creekview, they have 57 seconds to do something.
And Sequoyah is going to call their timeout. So Creekview under a minute to go, 80 yards here. I mean, we saw that first scoring drive for Creekview. We saw how explosive Stanley can be. I mean, we've seen it throughout this entire game. We know how well he utilizes his speed to get open in the middle of the field. They're going to need a good amount of consecutive plays, and they don't have any timeouts. So they have to take into consideration the time aspect here. They cannot go lackadaisically down the field. And if you're Sequoyah, you are just not in prevent formation, but you do not want to give up any big plays. And in particular, you cannot lose track of Austin Guest.
Can't lose track of Guest and Stanley. I mean, we've seen if he just gets the tiniest bit of open, how much damage he can cause. It's just a matter of Guest couldn't get the ball to him. He has 3 interceptions on the night already.
We could see some trick plays here if Creekview is feeling like it could be useful. You never know.
We saw one earlier in the game that also led to an interception as well.
The Battle of East Cherokee here has come down to the final minute. Creekview with a pass, Guess, and it's a lateral. It's a lateral, this one from Vaquero, and that goes for a big gain.
Great hook and ladder right there from the Grizzlies. Beautiful job, moves the chains up the field, now closing in on their own 40. They get out of bounds as well. Clock stops at 51 seconds. Still a lot of time for them to do damage.
Exactly as you said, clock has stopped at 51. Only 6 seconds to go off the clock. The stadium is loud. Mariah's right there, almost caught by Agemong right there, but just out of the hands. And he has just not been having one of his on nights. I feel like there's been a couple balls that could have been really defining for him, but he's been covered very heavily and a lot of pressure put on him.
Yeah, he gets about 45 yards per game, about half that tonight so far. Just hasn't been able to perform. Benji Smith doing a great job on that one-on-one coverage on him tonight.
So 46 seconds now, 2nd and 10. The crowds are both getting loud. Guest drops back, pressure coming from Mariah, a quick pass over the sideline. Incomplete, intended to Stanley. He just slipped up. He was open. Barry was playing a little bit loose there. Sets up a 3rd and 10.
And this is exactly what the Sequoyah Chiefs wanted. 41 seconds, they have a 3rd and 10. They're going to have to pass this one unless Guest is going to try to run it, which could be very risky, because if you don't get out of bounds, the clock keeps moving.
3rd down and 10. I would expect them to go for on 4th down, but this is a critical 3rd down. Guest in the shotgun, looking long. He's moving. They lost track of him, and he's going to get near the 1st down, and it's going to come down to a 4th down. Everyone's hearts can rest for a second.
Yeah, 4th and 4 here, 35 seconds. I think the time kind of goes out of the equation in this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You need your first down.
You want to try to get out of bounds, I would say, but you prioritize a first down here to stay alive, obviously.
I mean, even if you just kind of quickly run it up the middle, you do get your first. Quickly get to the line of scrimmage, take your QB spike. You got 35 seconds, so you got a little bit of time to do something. And
the crowd is on their feet on the Sequoyah side. This could potentially end the game. Guest with in the shotgun, and Mariah's there, and he stops him. Ian Mariah, the sack and the win for Sequoyah as they win their 3rd straight in the Battle of East Cherokee. What a way to end it.
And everything the defensive line has done tonight to build up to this moment. First sack of the night. Who else but Ian Mariah getting his 7th of the year.
And what a better time.
Putting this game to bed as the Chiefs will look on to win this one.
I was thinking the game isn't over. We've seen a few fumbled snaps. I don't want to jinx it, but they do need to make this snap. I'm not going in Creekview's favor.
As the senior Hunter Scoggins.
No, Martin is under center still.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right.
Martin has the snap, and it is secured. It is secured, and the Chiefs are going to reign supreme in the Battle of East Cherokee as they win their 3rd straight in the series. A defining shift overall in the Battle of East Cherokee. And if you haven't been paying attention to any county standings, not just region, but in the Cherokee County, it is the 3rd straight year that Sequoyah has not lost to a county opponent. If that doesn't define dominance, I don't know what does. As the Chiefs finished the regular season 9-1 in what was a very entertaining regular season, but very entertaining rivalry game between Sequoyah and Creekview. Man, what a game.
Yeah, what a game that was. Came down to the last play of the game. 4th and short. Creekview couldn't convert. The Sequoyah Chiefs defense gets the sack they've been wanting for this entire night. Who else but the senior, Ian Mariah, getting that final sack.
On senior night.
On senior night as well. His final regular season games for the Chiefs as they move into the playoffs, sitting 9-1 after a very good season.
A great season. We have been very grateful to have a 9-1 Chiefs team that we get to commentate on and have all this stuff to say about them, but it is all credit to them. But we'll be hosting a home playoff game, if I'm not mistaken, definitively here, I believe in 2 weeks, I'm not mistaken. I've heard some rumors. I've heard Lanier. I've heard Gainesville as a potential possibility. So be looking out for some very high-caliber teams because Gainesville is not one to mess around with. So we will be seeing you in 2 weeks for a home playoff game for the 2nd year in a row. So a great rivalry game for the Battle of East Cherokee. Sequoyah reigns supreme 21-14. I'm Max Swain, joined by Jake Gyro. Thank you for joining us for the regular season finale, and we'll see you in the playoffs.
This copyrighted broadcast by Chiefs Television may not be reproduced, repurposed, rebroadcasted, or otherwise reused or redistributed in any form